Now we are going to look at starting a project from scratch. So we go into the file menu and then we go to new and we create a new blank project. So we create a new blank. So when you look at your window for the first time, you'll see that it's opening in a Gantt chart view. Now the Gantt chart, this display, it's empty, and your Gantt chart is also empty. So we are okay in the Gantt chart view. Now the first thing that you will do when you start a project is to actually schedule the project start date and the project end date. Now, to do the project start date and the project end date, you will go into the project menu, click on project information. Now, the project information window will actually display for you by default, displaying the current date as the start date of your project. Now, you can start scheduling your project by any date that you want the project to start. So if we are going to say we want our project to be starting on this day of the month, then we have the project start date being that date of the month, and the finish date of your project, we can go in and say it is going to be the end of the month. So we've got a project that will run from the 12th to the 31st of the month. Now this is the default. By default, when you schedule your project, then you will schedule the start date and the end date. Now what also you can do is you can go in and choose the calendar that you want to use in your project. Now your standard calendar will be your standard 5-week-day calendar with 8 hours of 8 waking hours in it. So if you go in and change the calendar to a 24 hours calendar, or a night shift calendar, which is a calendar that will also take the night as working hours. So but by default, now let's leave the calendar there at standard. Now your task priorities simply means all your tasks are giving 100% commitment into your project. So if you schedule the priority of your project to say all my resources are going to be committed to the project at 100%, which we will actually go into 1000 there. Or if you are saying you want to schedule the priority of your tasks to half commitment, which is the default one, you would say you want them to be the tasks to be prioritized at 500, which is actually your 50% of the commitment for a particular project. Now you will see when we start scheduling our resources to say if we're saying each and every resource is to be scheduled in this way, the priority is that of all the tasks, then we will be looking at that particular issue. Now once you have done scheduling your project information, you go okay. Now what else you can do with your project, because we have actually done the project information, is we can go into the project itself and say we want to manage the project information. Now this project information, the advanced project information, actually gives you an option to go in and say who is the manager of the project, who's the company, what's the company, who's the manager, and what is the project all about. And also you can change the title of the project here to reflect something else. So if I'm going to say my project is designing a new computer training, this would be the name of my project, and we are saying the manager of the project here is this guy here, and we're saying the company is Specon. Okay, you can actually add anything you want about the project and so on. Once I click on OK, then you will then see that my project has got different information now. and the information I've got there, it's a different information which will appear when I print the project itself. When I print on the printing paper, it will show who's the manager of the project and so on.